Hi, everybody. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk, November 10th, NMLS number 157524. We had a lot going on over the weekend in the world of sports. We had the Lions put a thumping on the Washington football team. Pretty cool to see. Maybe the Lions woke back up and can finish the regular season strong. Um, we also had news over the weekend that the Senate was going to pass a motion to move forward a continuing resolution to get government funding through until early April. Now, it looks like that's going to pass. That did get the 60 votes needed to get it out of committee. They'll go to a full vote, I believe, today. Then what will happen is that's going to bounce over to the House, where they would potentially um, vote on it Wednesday, and then President Trump would then need to sign it, which potentially could be Friday. So might just see the end of the shutdown on Friday. Keep in mind, this is the longest shutdown we've ever seen. And as we predicted, the main pressure point was the air traffic controllers not being paid and the massive disruption on air travel and safety that it's causing. So hopefully we'll get a resolution to that. Keep in mind, it's probably only going to be a resolution until January. Then we may roll into the same challenges that we're having right now. We also had the ICE Mortgage Monitor Highlights report come out, showed that home values increased 0.15% in October. Now, that's the largest monthly gain since March, but keep in mind that's national, not local. Local, West Michigan, we've been well above that, and we're continuing to see home appreciation going upwards. Now, this is likely being impacted by the return of lower rates. We were in the sevens for a lot of the year. We're in the low sixes now, sometimes even sub sixes, and that's causing pricing pressure to go up, as we've talked to our buyers about. They also reported some optimism on refinances. Now, if rates drop another 0.25%, that's going to open up in the neighborhood of 1.7 million eligible refinancing opportunities for homeowners to save money. We've been talking to a lot of borrowers about this, our past clients. As rates come down, you can save money not only on the interest rate, but potentially mortgage insurance, changing from FHA to conventional, getting rid of mortgage insurance, also consolidating debt so that your overall blended interest rate is lower than what it is right now, and free up a lot of cash money for cash flow for you. Now, we did also see on Friday, Fed Governor Mirian spoke, and he indicated that stablecoins, we have talked about this before, could help rates come down even more. He discussed the projection for the stablecoin market to grow by potentially $3 to $4 trillion. Now, that would mean that they have to purchase a ton of treasuries. And the reason being is because they peg themselves to the US dollar by owning 80 to 90% of short term debt. This lays hand in hand of what hopefully we're going to see with Secretary Bessent issuing more short-term debt versus long-term debt. Now, this has been talked about for a while, and this is one of the main things that we think is going to continue to bring rates downward. Now, we also got the New York Fed's Consumer Expectation Survey that showed that inflation expectations fell by 0.2% to 3.2%. Now, that's the first decline that we've had in a little bit of time. Unemployment expectations saw its third month in a row of increase. Now, it's just another data point to show that the weakness in the labor market, as opposed to what some of the Fed members are indicating, a healthy jobs market. We know by the data and from the eye test that's just not the case. Now, with government being shut down, the normal retail sales data has not been available for release. So the market's going to go to alternative sources. One of those things is the National Retail Federation's report that retail sales increased by 0.6% and are now up 5% year over year. Now, even with higher prices, wage pressure, employment pressure, we're continuing to see the consumer spend. In the technical side of the market, we're seeing the Dow up today on hopes of the government shutdown. 10-year Treasury ticked up. In fact, it tested its 50-day moving average, which is 4.126. It did retreat from that and is now sitting at 4.11. Kind of curious where we're going to go from here. Keep in mind, a lot of the normal government data is not going to be available, even if the government opens back up. It's going to be a while for those data pieces to be generated and flow into the market. Give us a call. We'll help you get pre-approved, help you understand what's going on in the market, look at purchases for you. And if you're in the market, refinances, give us a call, 616-293-2189, the Market Update Desk, your original singular market news source for West Michigan. Take care.